Hi everyone, it's Krist, and today we're going to be making some fairy floss, otherwise known as dragon's beard in China or papa's beard in Europe, and what I like to call edible pink hair, because when I first saw this on Instagram, I literally thought it looked like a fake pink wig, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. Really, it's just hand-pulled cotton candy without having to use an actual cotton candy machine. And when I saw this being made, it just looks so fun and easy, and I thought I would try it out. So without further freaking ado, let us begin. The ingredients you'll be needing are sugar, water, vinegar, corn syrup, food coloring, a candy thermometer, and a little sprinkle of fairy dust. So I thought that this was like the easiest thing ever because you literally just put all the ingredients into a pot and put it over a stove from medium to high heat until it reaches 269 degrees, which is when you remove it from the heat and wait until it reaches around 212 degrees before you pour it into a plastic container, and then you would wait for it to harden to room temperature. So this is the point where everything was going so smoothly. I was just like, wow, yes, I'm gonna have a recipe video that's like an actual success, you know? Like, I thought it was gonna be Gucci. Like, I thought everything was just gonna be unicorns and rainbows. No, this is why I hate cooking. It's because, like, I will literally follow the instructions to the T and screw something up. And I just get so... Ugh. At this point though, I was like, okay, well, I kind of expected something to go wrong, but it's okay. I'm gonna just do this whole thing over again. Keep in mind, it ended up taking me 5 attempts to get this right. What ended up happening was after it cooled down, I realized that it turned rock hard and it was like very crystallized and breakable. It tasted like those candy corn pumpkins, you know what I'm talking about, during Halloween. That used to be like my favorite Halloween candy. But anyway, for my second attempt, I decided to reheat that, but add in more corn syrup and more vinegar. But it just ended up literally doing the same thing and it just all crystallized and it was just a mess. And so for my third attempt, I was just like, where did I go wrong, you know? And the thing was, the recipe calls for corn syrup, but instead I was using fructoligosaccharide syrup. Yes, I know, I don't know if I even pronounced that right, but it's a thing. And I did my research and people said it's like pretty much the same thing. And I was also using apple vinegar instead of white vinegar. I found white vinegar in the laundry room and I was like, yes, I'm gonna try it with white vinegar this time. And actually for my first 2 attempts, I waited for it to get to 250 degrees instead of 269. But I also read that it's supposed to take a longer time for the candy to heat up. I let it take like 15 minutes this time. Basically, when I poured it into the container, I was like stirring it and it got hard, and like long story short, the middle part crystallized. It was partially okay, but then like partially really not okay. But I was like, can this pass? Like, I don't know. Like, so I tried to work with it. Again, I was so unsatisfied and I was like, what the F is this? Like, TF, this is not okay. So I decided to like just suck it up and go to Target, because at this point I ran out of sugar and I tried like grinding up some sugar cubes I had, but I was like, this isn't working. So I went to Target and I bought some actual corn syrup. Maybe it is the fructoligosaccharide syrup that is effing me over, but there was only dark corn syrup or light corn syrup, like nothing in between. So I decided to get the light corn syrup and like a whole shiz ton of sugar. I feel like I'm talking so fast, I'm so sorry. I'm just like getting really amped up for this.
I love how this says naturally fat-free as if it's a good thing. Food haul.
So for my 4th attempt, I was like super freaking cautious of like measuring and like following the exact ingredients and amounts and ratios. I was like pulling out the calculator on my phone and like doing all that ish. Somehow, like, I don't know how, I like made a lot of mistakes in this round, in this attempt, more than any of my other attempts. Like, I don't know how I screwed this one over so bad, even though I was trying extra hard not to screw up.
Okay, I was in the middle of almost finishing this shiz.
And then I come over here to put away what I thought was the white vinegar, right? And I put it here and I'm like, shiz, what is this? And what is this? I accidentally used this like fruit and vegetable detergent, like for washing away like the pesticides and stuff on your fruit and vegetables. Like face palming myself, like face palm trees everywhere growing. Like, what? For a second I thought I put in some like laundry detergent, but thank God it was like actually non-toxic because I actually like taste tested it a bit. So I was like, okay, thank God, at least I'm not gonna die. So scratch everything. It was like my last final attempt, and while I was doing that, I realized that the whole time I was using the incorrect measuring spoons. Like, I didn't realize that I was using like half a tablespoon instead of a full tablespoon. And I think it was I was using a fourth a cup instead of half a cup because I was trying to 1/4 2 cups, and I was like, I'm Asian, I'm supposed to be on top of this. But no, it took me like 5 attempts to realize I was doing everything wrong. Okay, so my last and final attempt, I promise, like, I wish I was kidding. I wish I could have just done all this in one take and like it would have been perfect, but no, it took me 5 attempts. So at this point, I just like did this so fast. Like, I can't even tell you how many times I put the ingredients away back in the cabinets to realize that I had to take it all out again and do the whole thing over again. But anyway, at this point I was like so peeved. Like, I was just so peeved. And I was like, if I screw this one up, like, I'm just gonna quit YouTube. I was at my last and final. So I did a bunch of research on like why I was a complete screw up, and I did like every little thing to prevent anything from going wrong. To prevent crystallization, I was like warming up the spoon with hot water. I was warming up the thermometer. Sugar crystallization spreads like a plague, and once like a little part of the sugar starts to crystallize, it's just gonna like spread and everything's gonna be crystallized, which was what was happening. One big no-no that was happening was I was stirring the mixture occasionally, and you are not supposed to stir the mixture because that's gonna attract more crystallization, and you do not want crystallization. And this time I let it heat up for like 20 to 25 minutes, and instead of letting it cool in the fridge, I decided to let it cool sitting out. Lo and behold, I finally got the desired hockey puck of my dreams. It was like a highlighter crystal hockey puck. It was beautiful, and I was just like, yes. Yes, if it's a little bit hard, you could plop it in the microwave for like 11 seconds and it will warm up and become more malleable. Also, the vinegar is what helps it become malleable, so you know. What I did was I just like took my thumb and like pushed it and then pushed it back in and like tried to create like a donut shape. What is really important in this step of like pooling the cotton candy, it is so crucial for the strands to be even, okay? Like, you think it'll be okay, but it is not going to be okay. Every little thing is gonna become like a huge big difference, like thick and thin and thick and thin. Basically, how you pool cotton candy is you like first get like a decent sized circle, and then you twist it into a figure 8, and then you pull it again and then twist into another figure 8, pull it again and twist into another figure 8. But it was getting really hard really quickly, so I was like constantly popping it in the microwave. This is as thin as I could possibly get it. Okay, yo, look at that freaking hair. I think I was supposed to do this like even more, but I just screwed it all up. Oh my god, that's delicious. Oh my god. Hello. This whole video is just me being stupid. You know, just eating hair, it's casual. So basically, I cut my hair and now I'm eating it for dinner. That's normal. I feel like I'm gonna get 1,001 cavities from this. Okay, back to my future self. And also, I just created a Patreon page, and you can check out my super secret video over there where I talk about why I'm on YouTube and a bunch of other stuff. And yeah, it'd be really awesome if you could check it out. Subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And I wanna thank you guys so much for 90K, like what? I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys and talk to you guys soon and later, and bye. Bye.